Good afternoon, my name is Coach Rivera. Today we'll be discussing the fundamental wheelchair movements. Now, the first skill we'll be focusing on is forward propulsion. Forward propulsion is the primary method for moving a manual wheelchair forward. Proper technique is ensured with efficiency, speed, and reducing the risk of injury. Now, hand placement is important, placing hands on rims, not spokes, positioning index fingers at 3 o'clock position, and thumbs on top of wheel. It's also stroke mechanics, driving wheels forward with straight arms, return hands to starting position using a push-pull motion for efficiency. Some common errors are improper hand position, placing hands on spokes instead of rims, bending arms during propulsion, crossover technique, moving hands from one side to the other, and over pushing too hard, causing a loss of control. Now, a few teaching points. Forward propulsion is the foundation of all other wheelchair skills. So with forward propulsion, you want to make sure you're putting your hands on the rims of the wheel, not the spokes. Position your index fingers at a 3 o'clock position and thumbs on top of the wheel. Stroke mechanics, driving the wheel forward with straight arms. Returning hand to starting position using a push-pull motion for efficiency. So the second skill would be stopping. With gradual stopping, focus on gripping both wheels firmly, applying pressure evenly to both wheels, squeezing wheels together to slow down, and pulling wheels towards you to stop. Now, a teaching tip, use a gradual squeezing motion to emphasize the even pressure needed. Emergency braking, placing both hands on the wheel, pressing wheels together forcefully, and pulling wheels towards you with quick firm motion, and lock wheels if needed. Now, teaching tip, emphasize the importance of quick but controlled movements with safety concerns as our main focus. Some common mistakes to avoid: using only one hand to stop, braking too suddenly, applying uneven pressure, and not checking surroundings before stopping. Now, with stopping, you're gripping both wheels firmly, applying pressure evenly to make sure you're not turning over. You're squeezing the wheels together to slow down and pulling wheels towards you to stop. Now remember, gentle squeeze motion, emphasize the even pressure needed. Emergency braking, place both hands on the wheel, press wheels together for force, pull wheels towards you with quick firm motion, and lock wheels if needed. So with that, you're placing both hands on the wheel, pressing wheels together forcefully, pulling wheels towards you, and then you're locking the wheels if needed. Common mistakes include using only one hand, like we said, you could turn over, braking too suddenly, applying uneven pressure, or not checking surroundings before stopping. Skill 3 is backwards propulsion. Backwards propulsion is a technique of moving a manual wheelchair in reverse. This skill is also essential for navigating through crowded spaces and for safety concerns. Step-by-step technique, hand placement, placing hands on the push rims, position slightly wider than shoulder width apart, body posture, lean slightly forward from the hips, keeping your center of gravity over the wheelchair. Push motion, push backwards with both hands simultaneously using your body weight to increase force and maintain control, keeping your feet on the footrest and maintaining contact with the push rims for stability. Now, safety tips. Look behind you before beginning to move backwards. Move slowly and steadily to maintain control and avoid sudden stops to prevent loss of balance. Advanced tips. Thumb placement. Place thumbs on the inside of the push rims for better grip. Alternating push, alternating hands to maintain even pressure. Body lean forward 10 to 15 degrees for optimal backwards force, and weight distribution. Shift weight to the back slightly for better control. Teaching progression. Start with short distances. Focus on maintaining balance, then gradually increasing distance and speed while maintaining control. Now with backwards propulsion, placing your hands on the back rim, position slightly wider than shoulder width apart, body posture, lean slightly forward from the hips, keeping your center of gravity over the wheelchair, push motion, pushing backwards with both hands simultaneously to make sure that your body weight to increase force and maintain control, keeping your feet on the footrest and maintaining control with the push rim for stability. Safety tips, look behind you before beginning to move backwards. So you're always looking behind you, ensuring safety, moving slowly and steadily for better control, and avoid sudden stops to prevent loss of balance. And always remember those advanced tips we talked about with thumb placement, body lean, alternating pushing, and weight distribution to ensure safety. The fourth skill would be stationary pivot, which is spinning. A stationary pivot allows wheelchair users to change direction while remaining in place, using momentum to rotate the wheelchair around the central point. Step-by-step instruction: position yourself in the center of the wheelchair seat with flat feet on the footrest. Place both hands on the pushing rim, positioned at 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock, and apply pressure to the push rim in a circular motion, pushing outwards with both hands. Maintain pressure until the wheelchair begins to rotate. Release pressure gradually to control the rotation speed, and adjust your position as needed to maintain balance during rotation. teaching tips: begin with small rotations to build confidence before attempting larger turns. Remind students to keep flat feet on footrest for stability and balance, making sure they don't turn over. Some common mistakes: pushing too hard can cause loss of control or tipping. Also, practice rotating in both directions to develop equal skill in each turn, and progress to moving pivot once stationary pivot is mastered. So with spinning, you want to make sure you position yourself in the center of the wheelchair with feet flat on the footrest. You want to place both hands on the push rim to position at 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. You want to apply pressure to the push rim in a circular motion, pushing outwards with both hands. You want to maintain pressure until the wheelchair begins to rotate. You want to release pressure gradually to control the rotation speed and adjust your position as needed to maintain balance during the rotation. Now remember also those teaching tips: begin with small rotations to build confidence. You want to begin with small and then continue to large rotations as the student builds confidence. And then you also want to make sure you're not pushing too hard to ensure you're not losing that balance or stability. So stationary, you're turning one way, turning the other, practicing both ways, and you want to make sure both hands are on the push rim, pushing at 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock, keeping your body positioned and applying pressure throughout the entirety of the movement. Now, the fifth skill would be the moving pivot or spin. A moving pivot allows wheelchair users to change direction while maintaining forward momentum. The skill is essential for navigating turns and obstacles in wheelchair sports. Now, techniques for moving pivot: maintaining forward momentum, keeping wheels moving forward with proper push technique, leaning direction of turn, leaning body weight towards the inside of the turn, pivot from the center, rotate from the middle of the wheelchair base, and then transfer your weight, shifting the weight to the outside wheel during the turn. Some benefits of the moving pivot: enables navigation in court and field obstacles, maintains continuous forward momentum, improves balance and spatial awareness, and facilitates team play in wheelchair basketball. Teaching points: visual demonstration, show proper form before practicing. So demonstration is key. Placing hands on wheels for stability. We're talking about that hand position. Weight distribution, balancing weight for proper stability. And then progression: start with small turns, increase over time. Like we said before, building that student's confidence over time. Safety note: ensure students maintain forward momentum to avoid tipping with that safety concern. So with a moving pivot, remembering to maintain forward momentum and keeping the wheels moving forward the entire time. You're leaning in the direction of the turn. So if I'm turning right, I'm leaning my body to the right, turning left, leaning my body to the left, and you're pivoting from the center. So you're rotating from the center, using your core more so, and transferring your weight as you turn as well. So a couple teaching tips again: make sure you're demonstrating this skill to your students. So if I'm turning right, I'm showing I'm turning right. If I'm turning left, I'm showing I'm turning left. You're emphasizing that hand position with that weight distribution and using the progressions as well, from small turns to larger turns. My name is Coach Rivera, and thank you for watching this video.